Alright, so we're going to do today is I'm going to process a plow so you guys can see what's involved. Thinking of things to talk about while I'm doing this crap. This is a CN plow without the overhang in the front. Now when you get this piece, you buy this, you won't have to do this particular work I'm doing on video right now. It'll all be done for you. Just going in and I'm just removing what needs to be removed. And cricky. And it's off. Right. The back we've got some you see that? And then zooming in with my feet. Slight curve to the top, that's okay. We're going to get rid of these nubbies. You can feel it with your finger. Just going to sand it until it's smooth, uniform. Lots of forgiveness here. Alright. Now, I'm going to zoom in. The holes, you notice they're not uniform. So we're going to fix that now. The magnets I'm using are 2 mil by 1 millimeter. So I've got a drill bit. This is not a drill bit, it's more like a rasp, but it's, if you can see that, it's exactly 2 mil around. So if I open up the holes with this, it'll be 2 mil around. So let's zoom out a bit. Oh, sorry, I'm getting used to the foot pedal things. Okay. You can see that, but that allows me to give me the the depth of my drill is the amount of powder that's on there. So let's zoom out. So I'm going to go through and we're going to drill out all 6 holes that are on the back of this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here are a set of wings. These are CN wings. The CP ones, the process for me is exactly the same. I'm going to take these holes. I'm just going to make sure they're true and they have enough depth to accept the magnets. And this one. And last one underneath. All right. We also have this underbody, which also, well, let's de-sprue it before I go ahead and drill it out. Sorry, I keep knocking the camera with my optimizer. See, comes off quite difficult, very difficultly. We got 4 holes. Opening them up. All right, so you got the 4 holes. These are all done out. I'm going to take my toothbrush. I'm just going to get what we can out of the chewed up holes. So we're about to use some CA make things stick. Right. All right, so this is a Coca-Cola plow, but he sticks around because he's my standard. So this allows me to get the polarity of the magnets correct. So somebody, say, wants a different set of wings, or they broke their wings, having this around allows me to be consistent with the magnets, because obviously they're two different poles. So what we're going to do is, I got some thick CA, got a piece of paper, it's just being held down with this 1, 2, 3 block. I'm going to put some super exact amount of CA. Zoom out a bit. So we're going to start with the back of the plow. Just dip the magnet, push in the hole, break. Magnet, push in the hole, break, magnet. Am I making you jiggle again? Sorry guys. I'll get used to this whole camera thing. And then swipe down with the finger. Stick in the hole. We got 2 in there at this time. Only want 1. It's okay if it's a bit recessed. Really makes no difference to the operation. Okay, so I have one magnet that didn't want to go down all the way, so I'm just going to take some nippers and hit it down there flush. Like that. So magnets are all in there. So I always check the polarization. Yeah, I guess the poles, right? And then, so this end is going to go into the wings. So exactly the same thing. Dip the magnet, shove it in the hole. Next one, dip the magnet, shove it in the hole. Dip the magnet, and hit the camera with my thingy. And then this hole on the bottom, dip the magnet, shove it in the hole, wipe off excess with your finger, wipe the excess off with your finger, there we go. So that's now, let's bring you in. That's done. So we can check to make sure it, hear it clicky clicky. Locates itself and allows it to be a hinge. All right, so all that's left are the holes on the bottom. Same thing, we're gonna dip the magnet, stick it in the hole, repeat. I like to do this right on the work surface. If I get 2 magnets in there, I just move on because I can come and rip off the extra one. In a second here. That's it. This guy. I got to make sure these are flush with the end of body. And what I'll do is I will grab a body here and we will show you how to do quick assembly. Alright, so let me quickly desprue this back. So I'm lucky because I got a 3D printer, right? So I can just rip these off. And if I do bugger it up, I just print off a new one. Hold on a sec here. If you ever come into a situation where there's a warp along the edge, take a heat gun, heat it up, hold it in position so it's nice and straight, and then it should calm down for you. Here is the cupola. I'm just going to rip off the side supports. This is something you will have to do when you receive the kit, but for purposes here, I'm just going to lightly remove it from the supports, just like this. There we are. And then of course the window supports, you can go ahead and just pop them out with your finger. That's what I do. Just pop out. Clean up the edge, sort of thing. Let's finish it up here. Don't eat the little bits that you take off. And he'll fit quite nicely right in there. You may find a little bit of interference between the back of the cupola and the front of the roof. So if you take your time and you sand it down a little bit, it'll be a perfect fit. No, there's nothing you can do with these supports. All right, now we're moving on to the body. Well, I will have this de-sprued for you when you buy the kit, but I'll go through the process it takes to remove them from the supports. With these bodies, I use heavier support, so you can't just rip them off like you did the cupola. I always got to be extra careful on this back corner because delicate. Let me zoom out a bit so you can see better what I'm doing here. Hopefully that's clear as mud. Just going through and being extra careful on the corners. This edge here, inside the door, there are supports gotta come off, and the last 4 supporter-roonies should just lift off. Okay. Now these holes are a bit small, so I've got a reamer. This is a Dremel, little hand Dremel. I just go in, open them up. That's it. Now if we're lucky, it'll, oh yeah, let's clean this off first. So you'll notice on the top you've got nubs. So whenever you got nubs, just file it down until you can't feel or see the nubs anymore. It's more of a feel thing because we're going to put a roof on here, and if there's any nubs in the way, the roof won't fit as well as it should, if you know what I mean. So here's the roof. I don't know if it'll show up, but there's holes, recesses there, and then there are nubbies on the actual roof itself. and it'll snap into place. Hold relatively well until you want to remove it. So we're going to prepare the plow front for the floor and the body. So I'm going to take a file. There's some nubbies in here. Prepare that for the floor. The floor will have nubbies on the back. And the floor also has nubbies on the bottom. I'm not going to file that off. And while we're at it, why don't we remove the wings from the sprue. Make it a full kind of, this is how you do it sort of thing. Take your time. The wings are relatively beefy in the world of HO wings. Can't really mess it up. If you do, just let me know. I'll send you a new set. I have two wing options for these CN plows, so if you're curious to see what the other option is, just let me know. Just breaking that off. This one here. There. Again, we got nubbies on the bottom. Just gonna remove them. Nubbies on the bottom. Get a bit of removal. All right. Assembly. So we're gonna take the body, and there are 3 holes and 3 pegs. It's loosely in there, but it'll come off quite easily until you introduce the floor. The floor is a hair big right now, so we can take the file. We're going to, over here, focus over here. We're going to work it down just a little bit. Test fit again. I'm going to take some off the front. It's meant to be a really good fit, but you got to work at it. Right in the middle there. From this side. Oh, that's super tight. So just a hair more. Maybe a little from the back. A little from the front. If you want, you can there it is. Nice and tight. Not too tight, but tight where that's not going to fall off. This is what we got underneath here. So you got the 4 magnets for the wing position. This hole and this hole are just under 2 mils. So drill and tap for a 256 screw. This is for your coupler. Use any coupler box you wish. A KD number 5 box, a snap together box will work just fine. These slots on the bottom, I don't know if you can see that. These slots on the bottom are for your stirrup steps. Take some rectangular brass and bend it to shape. Stick it in the holes and kind of cheat them out a bit. All right. Obviously, there's nubs underneath the plow that you need to take care of. So at this point we can add the cupola, get it to sit down where it should, and the roof for the back, sit down, and first wing clicks in, doesn't come off. Second wing clicks in, doesn't come off. And then if we're lucky, you can position the wing however you want. And there's even detail behind the wing. It's quite, you'll notice if you just touch it, it'll go back. That's by design. So you can run this down the track with the doors open, so to speak, and you get that effect. And if you hit a pole or anything on the layout just lightly, it'll go back. So you're not damaging your layout, you're not damaging your plow, and that's it. The rest is up to you. There's a big old detail sprue that comes along with it. Use prototype photos. Yeah, so that's how you process. That's how I process a plow. Now I won't be despruing the wings, and I won't be despruing the body, and I won't be despruing this rear roof. So what you'll get is essentially this. So the floor might be processed, it might not, but definitely things will be relatively simple to put together. So hope this helps. If you have any questions, let me know. As always, thank you for supporting what I'm doing here. I'm trying to make a go of this to make a living. And if you break something, I'm happy to send a replacement part. If the shipping is too much, we'll just talk about the shipping. In terms of how long it takes for me to get it out the door, I'm a one-man band. I'm going at this all the time. Not everything prints perfectly all the time, so you end up with printers that go down and parts that are misformed, but what I want to ensure is that when you get this kit, you're happy with the way it's printed, you're happy with the way it goes together, you're happy with the way you know, the prototype fidelity and whatnot. And I'll try to put out more videos than just this one, and we'll go over different aspects of the hobby, and I'll voice my opinion, and you can take it or leave it. And I'll also go over some painting tips. I want to do some painting tutorials, how I airbrush things and whatnot. But again, thank you for your support. I do take a little longer than most people to get things out the door, but what you get at your doorstep will be well packaged. It'll be something that's gone through my hands, not someone else, and it'll be of good quality, right? I have been approached by some other 3D printers out there that want to go ahead and print my files and then send me a commission so I don't have to do any work. And that sounds great and all, but I need to ensure that everything that's got my name attached to it is of a certain quality, and I won't compromise that. I'm not going to hire someone to help me work unless they've got kind of the same standard of quality that I do. I can't, as a modeler making models for people who model models, I can't be second rate. It's got to be the best that I can shove out there. So again, I'm going to close out the video now, and enjoy the cold. It's minus 35 today in Calgary, and that's warmer than it has been for the last few days. All right, guys, cheers.